And let's get started. So hello everyone, I'm happy to meet all of you here. Today we are going to talk about App Marketing Strategy 2022 and how to promote your app this year. So today I'm happy to welcome all our experts. So Lorenzo, can I see you on air? Can we see you? It will be great if you can say hi. I know that you were talking a little bit. Yes, so Lorenzo is a mobile marketing veteran. He has unique experience in scaling mobile app marketing activities and retention strategies. I hope he will come to us when it was his time. He will be the first one. Then we will talk with Ryan. Ryan is a mobile marketing generalist with extensive knowledge of ASO and subscription optimization. Ryan founded the Asodesk. Hi. I'm happy to see you again.
Hi, yeah, thanks for inviting me again.
And the last but not the least, Kristina Nikeenko. With a background in digital marketing, Kristina is passionate about digital strategies and working with bloggers. She will provide the audience today with the most useful information and fresh insights on influencer marketing. And finally, it's me. I will be moderator of the webinar today. As you know, maybe not, I'm customer success lead at Asodesk, and I'm doing everything to make the business of our customers grow. Lorenzo, can you please say hi? And Kristina, I'm just like, you started talking.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me today.
Lorenzo.
Really excited to share my experience with you and talk about the ways how you can promote your app via influencer marketing.
Great, thank you. And Lorenzo, please say hi to us.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I had some technical problems. Thank you, Elisa, for introducing. I'm very happy to be here. Yeah, ready to share some insights.
Great. So, for the participants, you can type your questions in chat. You can type your questions in questions sector on the top as you wish. We will try to answer them maybe during presentation, maybe after. And let's talk about lecture plan. So first we will talk about mobile marketing statistics and trend in 2022. It will be my presentation. After Lorenzo will tell us about US strategies, Ryan about ASO strategies, and Kristina about influencer marketing strategies. So let's get started. Talking about marketing trends in 2022, I would like to tell you about a little bit about statistic from the last year. So people are spending more and more time on apps, of course. I think the same will be in 2022. According to Epani data, people are spending 30% more time in the apps than in 2019. Huge amount of traffic. Each year, Sensor Tower gives us data about the number of downloads, how it increased according to the past year, and right now, according to the 2020, it increased on almost on 1%, and right now it's up to 111 billion. And of course, growing competition. At the end of 2029, there were more than 7.5 million of apps and games on Google Play and App Store. And in 2022, of course, more and more apps will appear in both stores. So let's go to the trends. We've held the webinar at the end of 2021. We've talked about different experts about the end of the 2021 and asked them what trends they are hoping to see this year. So the first one is privacy policies in the App Store and Google Play will continue to develop. You know that since April 26, 2021, App Store developers have been obligated to request access to users' ad IDs and permission to track their data and inform users what data the developer collects. Google followed Apple's example, and from the second quarter of 2022, so this year, information about collected data will also need to be indicated on Google Play app pages. So the experts expect that Apple and Google will continue to develop privacy policies, and of course it will negatively affect the app development business. So app publishers, they can lose revenue, and performance marketing could become more difficult. So here, I'm talking about a big article which you can find in our blog at Asodesk. You will see the different opinions about different experts from different companies. So yeah, I will just tell you the whole overview of these trends. The second one, the App Store provides more capabilities for returning users to apps. In October 2021, the App Store introduced in-app events, which allow the publishers to tell users about temporary events in the app, like challenges, different premieres, and updates. In January this year, 2022, detailed in-app events analytics became available for the developers, and you can also track repeated app downloads in the App Store Connect. So in 2022, we are hoping to see that it will be easier for developers to return users to the app, thanks to the new features. The third one, let's go. It will be custom product pages in the App Store that will make app promotion much easier. So the Apple is doing everything, not everything, but a little bit to make the attraction, to make the user's attraction easier for developers. So custom product pages. It's a new App Store feature. It's allowed to create up to 35 pages of a published app with different screenshots, videos, and promo text. Each page has its own unique URL, so most specialists see that custom product pages as one of the Apple's major updates of the year, and they expect that these pages will help developers increase installs and improve conversion, of course, from different paid channels. And also the fourth, the area of A/B tests in the App Store is upon us. In December 2021, product page optimization was introduced, which allows you to A/B test 3 options for app pages. With product page optimization, developers will run more A/B tests, which may result in a better install conversion rate for apps. So, just like this, that we are trying, because for some developers it was quite difficult to track, to make the A/B tests through different tools, and it didn't give a great analytics for them. So with App Store, it will be easier. So the third-party payments in the App Store and Google Play will not affect developers. That we think when all the changes was done. In 2021, lawsuits forced Apple and Google to end the monopoly on store payments, which the companies actively opposed. In connection with the new law, Google allowed, for example, in South Korea, for South Korean developers to use third-party payment systems, but reduced the commission by only 4%. And our experts think that Apple and Google will keep fighting to maintain their commissions, while third-party payments will not be useful for most of the developers, because, for example, sometimes users, not sometimes, the users will need to register in these systems, and it may, and they may don't like it. So that's why it wouldn't be used, and it wouldn't has a lot of impact on 2022 a promotion strategy. The sixth, App Store optimization will become a more significant channel for app publishers. So, of course, we hope it will be so, because new privacy policies, they are negatively affecting ad performance. That is why app publishers are starting to place greater emphasis on App Store optimization. And our experts believe that ASO will play a bigger role in a user acquisition funnel in 2022. Ryan will tell us more about this. Country-specific app ratings, Google Play offer both an opportunity and a limitation. So you know that since November 2021, users have seen app ratings for each specific country than it was before, when they see the overall rating for all countries. In early 2022, developers, right now, they are also able to see ratings for their device type. According to the experts, this change can affect developers both positively and negatively. Like, for example, if you've got the low rating in one country, and the high rating in all other countries, it can offset, and you will have like the normal rating in the country where you have low. And so, of course, it's okay. But if you have the very low rating in one specific country, it can influence on others. But here, the most positive one is that right now you can concentrate on one country, and you will need to work on the rating in each country individually. And for example, if you have any crash in one country, it wouldn't affect others. So that's why I think, and I hope everyone thinks that it's a good change, not the bad. And of course, it's like not the last one, that App Gallery will actively develop. So we see that experts noted that more and more opportunities for app promotion appear in App Gallery, and in 2022 it will develop. Of course, it's not like Google Play Market, but it will be more interesting this year, and I hope we start working with this store in Asodesk too. So it was like the short overview of the article about the trends. You can find it in our blog. I hope right now we can see the banner with the link, so you can I try. Yes, right now you can press on the banner and read the full article. There are a lot of different interesting opinions from our experts. And right now I see... So right now we will talk about mobile app marketing. You see that app marketing consists of different components. Today we are going to talk about 3 of them. It's user acquisition, it's app store optimization, and influencer marketing. And right now I will give the floor to Lorenzo. You can open your presentation and start your speech. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Elisa, for the very nice introduction. I'm trying to open my presentation. I think I managed to do that. So, thanks again, Elisa, for the intro and for sharing those very nice insights. The article is very nice, so I suggest everyone to read it. Before to start with my part of paid UA, a couple of words about myself. I'm Lorenzo. I'm Italian, of course, as you might understand from my name. And I'm the co-founder of Replug. Replug is a mobile marketing agency. We help mobile companies to grow under different areas, basically all the areas that Elisa was mentioning a while ago. We help them from growth consulting perspective. We do paid user acquisition activities. We do app store optimization, CRM, and retention. And then we help them also with some creative design and optimization. We are pretty young because we were born in 2020, just right before the pandemic. But we already have some good work. We have already done some good work, and we already received some nice awards, and we are very proud of it. But enough with self-promotion, of course, because today we are here to talk about paid UA, right? So we want to see how to master paid UA in 2022. What are the main strategies? What are the main things that we should focus on? To do so, I have decided to take a step back and see how paid UA was before 2022, before 2020, actually. Let's consider 4 or 5 years ago, in the mobile kingdom, there was a king. It was called the paid UA, the paid user acquisition. And everything was rotating around the paid user acquisition. So basically, if you had an app and if you had money, if you had a big budget, you could just spend this money, invest this budget in Facebook, Google mainly. Those 2 channels were the ones that were driving a lot of installs. And then you could have quite good scale. You could achieve great results. Then, of course, everything, all the other activities were important, of course, but they were like not the main thing. You had still, of course, CRM. You have you had ASO. You had user acquisition in terms of offline activities. All the part related to UX and UI. So all the activities that could help paid user acquisition, but they were not so important. Ryan can confirm later that App Store optimization, for example, is something that it's become important more and more in the past 2-3 years, because at the beginning, like I'm talking about 5-6 years ago, like it was not so common to invest money and resources on this activity. So this was the setting in the mobile kingdom, the great king. And then, of course, especially in the past 2 years, something very big happened. I'm talking, for example, of COVID-19, the global pandemic that started in 2020. And this, of course, caused a behavior change in the mobile users, but also a change in the strategy of the company, right? So many companies, all of them mostly, moved from offline to online, so they created even more competition. And also COVID caused quite of a shock in loyalty from the users. So all those factors basically created a rising acquisition cost, of course, and this is not good for the advertisers, because to achieve the same results needed to invest more money. After COVID-19, iOS 14 happened, and this can be considered another pandemic for the mobile kingdom, for the mobile world, right? So in this case, we had very big challenges in terms of data tracking. We had challenges in tracking the paid campaigns, and those things all together are big challenges for the advertising industry. And of course, it meant that the costs have been rising constantly since a couple of years, and paid user acquisition alone, it's not effective as it used to be. After those two big happenings, I think, at least our perspective, we identified two types of people, two types of mobile marketers. The first one is this type of guy. So the guy who is saying everything is fine, no worries. I'm gonna do the same things as I was doing before. I'm gonna be fine. And then there is the second type of person, second type of mobile marketers, the type of advertiser that recognize that paid UA as it used to be is dead, because actually it's something that we need to realize that everything is changed in those 2 past years. So we cannot think to do the same things. Paid UA is dead, but long life to paid UA. What does it mean, long life to paid UA? After these big events, we can say that paid UA as a king abdicated in favor of a new king that now is called app growth, right? And with app growth, we have a totally new kingdom that is based on democracy. What do I mean? I mean that paid UA, of course, it's still a big part in the app growth activities, because like paid activities, you cannot stop doing paid activities, okay? But it's not the central thing anymore now, since we are based on a democracy. Everything is on the same level. So you have paid UA, you have CRM, you have App Store optimization, you have offline activities, you have UX and UI, and you have data, of course. So this is the new structure as we see. We don't only talk anymore about paid user acquisition, we talk about app growth, and we talk about all these other areas that need to be interconnected between themselves. So this is the new settings. There are, again, the marketers that want to accept this, and there are the marketers that are pretending that nothing is happening and that everything is fine. We like to be the first type of marketers, the ones that want to embrace the change and try to do these things. So what is the challenges? What is the main challenge for us is to create this interconnection, this synergy, and to make sure that those different areas work together. So each of the different areas that you see here should support the paid user acquisition. Let's see in the specific how paid UA is connected to each of the other areas. Let's start, for example, from App Store optimization. again, I guess in the next 15 minutes, someone else will go in the specific in deep, but the paid UA and App Store optimization relationship, I think it's the one of the most clear, because App Store optimization is taking care of the App Store pages, right? So when you run paid user acquisition, when the user clicks on a button, they end up on the App Store page, and those App Store page need to be very well done, because they need to convert the user. So we want the user to install the app after they click on the ad. So of course, the better they are, the better is the conversion rate. Of course, with App Store optimization, you can increase organic discoverability, and this is going to be important, because the more popular is the app, and the better the paid UA campaigns will convert. But most important, we have seen during the past years, especially last year, Apple is gaining a lot of importance in the paid UA system, but also Apple Search Ads, for example, is influencing App Store optimization as well. So if you spend well on paid campaigns with Apple, you will have some good results also with organic ranking. Last but not least, absolutely, it's the latest news from Apple. It was released last December, end of December, as a Christmas present for all of us, the custom product pages. So you have the opportunity to create specific product page, specific landing pages, page stores for each specific campaign, not all the channels, but for example, for Apple Search Ads, you can create and make an example of one of our partners offering Bitcoin trading and also bank services. So you can create Apple Search campaigns for banking and create a landing page focused on banking. And then you can create Bitcoin Apple Search campaigns and then send the users to a page which is focused more on Bitcoin trading. So this, of course, it's very important for paid UA, because you will have the opportunity first to personalize the landing page and increase the conversion rate. And second, because you can also track better the results. So paid UA and ASO, the better we are in terms of relationship and synergy, the better results we will have. Second synergy that we need to take care is paid UA and mobile CRM. This is a very crucial part that I really care about, because we have seen before that we are paying a lot for our users, more and more, but those users are less loyal than ever. What does it mean? You pay a lot of money for people that don't use your app, that leave the app after 1 day, after 2 days. Our job is to make sure that the users that we paid for are staying in the app, and we need to keep them active with messaging, with push notification, with emails, with, I want to say, we need to cuddle them with some presence, with some good information. Because of course, at the end of the day, those users, they don't need only to stay, but they also need to convert and to monetize. So it's very important that those two activities are very well coordinated. Third synergy is UX and UI and paid UA. This is a bit related to CRM as well, because it's part of the app, but we like to say that without a good product, it's not so easy that the user is staying, because especially in the onboarding phase, which is completely crucial, the user needs to understand what the app is about. So as soon as the user download the app, they already need to understand the main functionalities. They want a reason to stay. They want to start using the app. So it's important, very important, to have a great onboarding after the user downloaded the app. And then still in the phase of the onboarding, we have seen with iOS 14 that privacy and permissions now are everything. We need to make sure to explain the users why they need, for example, to opt in for push notifications, or why they should opt in for the prompt of the ATT. Paid UA and data, of course, it's another relationship that needs to stay together, because data is still there, right? We still have data. We hear a lot from our clients that, okay, I don't have data, I missed all my data with iOS 14. That's, in our opinion, my opinion, is not true. It's not completely true. It's just a different kind of data, right? Before, you had data that was connected, tracked to each source of spending. You spent $100 on Facebook, you had 10 installs, and you had your CPI. Now it's not like this anymore. Now we need to rethink the way we look at data. We need to check on one side, we need to check the overall costs. On the other side, we need to do some incrementality tests For example, with some partners, we did some incrementality tests for Facebook to try to understand the impact on the organic downloads, to see until which level of spend was making sense to do the spend on Facebook for mobile app. So again, get your data, get a good BI team, and try to understand it, because the data is still there. And if you are tracking with AppsFlyer or Adjust, you will have the opportunity to analyze it. Last but not least, the last relationship is the one of paid UA with offline activity. So for a long time, I personally ignored the offline marketing because it was not my favorite. It was only performance marketing on Facebook, like spend. Now I started rethinking the importance of having also a OH strategy, for example, trying to get the user not only when they are on the phone, but also when they are at the bus stop or at the station, and they can see your advertising, so that when they need your service, they remember about your nice poster. That's not the only thing that we mean for offline campaigns. Like as offline, we also mean like leveraging offline events. We did huge campaigns for the European Championship with Wine Delivery, one of our partners, where we were just communicating that that was the app for delivery wine during the European Championship. So again, have a look around at what's happening around you, because like every moment could be interesting to create an online campaigns leveraging the offline events. So those are a bit the synergies that we should take care. Again, paid UA will still be very important for growing your user base in 2022, but it needs to be very much connected to the other activities. Now you would tell me, is that simple? Of course not, like, because it's easy to say that you need to have everything connected, but then at the end of the day, we are talking about a lot of activities. We are talking about a lot of different strategies, right? So in this case, just to wrap up a bit the presentation as a plug, we prepared a list of do's and don'ts, so that you can go home tonight and tell to your, not to your partner, because it's not probably interesting, but you can keep it in mind for tomorrow at work. I will start from the don'ts that are usually easier. And one of the things that we always discourage to do is to focus on Android only. So don't focus on Android only. We had so many conversations with clients that were saying, we are not doing iOS anymore because we cannot track, because the cost went up. That's true. Of course, the costs have gone incredibly high, but have gone high if you consider the old data, right? So just stop doing iOS is not the solution to solve the problem with iOS 14. And we all know the importance of the quality, the good quality of the iOS user. So don't focus on Android only. Still, iOS is very important. Another thing that we should avoid is to ignore Apple search ads. So don't ignore Apple because it's too big to be ignored. It's too big also for the relationship with ASO. It's too big because now they are the players. So they can be bad guys as much as we want, but we should still try to work with them. Again, don't try to do the same things that you were doing in 2019 or 2018, because the ecosystem, the mobile ecosystem, has changed so much that like the things that we were doing back in the days, they are not. I would want to say they're not relevant, because of course the learnings that we had in the past are still very good, but we need to change a bit the paradigm of our activities. And last don't, this is very personal, and I get kind of upset when I see now colleagues or peers that are saying this. It's stop saying I don't need that, because right now in the situation that we are, in my opinion, we need all the activities. We need everything. We need support from all the parts of app growth. Everything, in my opinion, needs to be perfect. I know that it's a big statement, but if you take care of these synergies that we have just seen, if the ASO is perfect, if the product is good, if the onboarding is working, if you have a good registration page, of course your paid user acquisition is going to be more effective, right? So spending money just for the sake of spending money, and then you don't have a CRM strategy in act, you don't have an ASO strategy, you don't have all the other things in place, we often discourage clients to spend money if the situation on the other areas is not good. So this is the last downs of Asodesk. In terms of what we should do, the main thing that we want to focus this year is, of course, embrace the change. That is a bit of the opposite. Of stop doing what you were doing in 2019. But it's true. Like you can be pissed as much as you want. You can be upset, but still, the situation has changed. So you need to change as well. We need to change, and we need to find solution. Again, I don't believe, honestly, that there is someone out there that has the solution for this new normality, for post iOS 14 world. The only thing that we can do is to test and to share knowledge. And that's what at the Replug we want to do. We want to share knowledge, because in the end, I think that if all of us do a small part, we can find a solution to be efficient again. The second point is, of course, to create an holistic strategy, an growth strategy that keeps in consideration all the parts that we've seen in the previous slides, because I don't want to repeat myself, but if everything is placed, probably your paid UA spend is going to be more effective. Take care of your users, because they need to be cuddled. Again, like message them, give them some credit, give them some presents, and change the way you look at data, at the paid UA data. Again, if you check at the MMP dashboard right now, the old dashboard, and you say, okay, Facebook costs have risen incredibly. Yes, because like there is not the same data anymore. We don't track as we used to track anymore. So try to be creative. Incrementality is very important. Projection, conversion rate, assumptions, and then you hit the results. In the end, we want to keep experimenting. So this is the last thing, because before, again, it was very easy. Facebook, Google done, some TikTok, some Twitter, but like paid UA before was kind of easy to scale. Now we need to experiment more, and both offline and online, and also with influencer marketing, micro influencer. I think we will see it later, but the influencer part is going to be big in 2022, also for a trackability reason. List is over. Again, sorry if I was running a bit, but my time was limited. And if I can leave you with one takeaway for this part of paid UA in 2022, again, the takeaway is that paid UA, as it used to be, is kind of dead. We need to accept it, but paid user acquisition can still play quite a big role, only if it's part of the holistic strategy. So this is the takeaway, and long life to paid UA.
So thank you so much. It was great and interesting.
Thank you.
I actually don't see questions. Maybe they will appear at the end when the audience will like think about everything. I actually would like to ask you one question. I kind of hear it from our clients, not very often, but sometimes. Can we use, it was about you don'ts, that you need to use Apple search ads. Sometimes users ask, can we, for example, we have the information from Google, can we use the info from Google in our iOS strategy or not?
It's a very good question. It depends what kind of service, because if it's a mobile first app, like it's you don't really have many informations from Google. But if you have a desktop service that is translated to mobile, and you have informations with the SEO strategy, usually we start from there. Like we see what are the main keywords that are bringing more traffic. In my experience, in the end, it's going to be a bit different, because the App Store ecosystem is totally different from Google search, but we can start from there. Yeah, so it's something that we do.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
And yeah, thank you so much for your presentation. It was really interesting.
My pleasure.
It was like I was thinking a lot of what the information you give us. So right now I give the floor to Ryan. Tell us about top ASO strategies in 2022.
Okay, thanks so much. I think for the sake of time, I'm going to change this up a little bit. I'm just going to ask everybody in attendance to put their biggest ASO challenge into the chat there. I'm curious to know what's the biggest challenge. I'm curious to know what's the thing that you find most difficult, or the things that you would really like to have answered. If there's any questions, I'm also curious to know how many are app developers versus or marketers versus game marketers, and or both. And yeah, I think that would be very interesting. I'm going to go ahead and start the deck, and we're going to run through, but I'll keep an eye on the questions, and I'm just happy to answer questions as they come up. So I think this is a pretty hot topic, but I have a completely different approach. It's a little bit controversial. I disagree with a lot of stuff that's out there, especially around ASO. But I think custom product pages, yeah, that's new. That's great. We're talking about that. It's fantastic. One thing that not many people know is that only 1 in 10 users search for a non-branded keyword. So if you're spending tons and tons of time searching for those golden keywords, you're going after the smallest number of users, and there's a lot of other things that you can do instead of trying to find those hidden gems. User behavior has changed quite a bit, and anymore, people are looking for the brand name. They're not going to search for a generic keyword. Visits to the store have drastically decreased. I was on a call with Apple the other day. They sent me through some information, and it showed that that visits to the store have decreased a lot. And this is probably after Facebook, because Facebook was driving so much traffic to the store, and people were like, well, I'm going to download this app. I'm going to go ahead and search for another app. And without that, it's creating a huge problem. So features, unfortunately, have almost no value. So when you get featured by Apple, it's kind of a non-event. And departure from classic ASO is kind of what we're looking at. ASO has changed. It's more marketing based than it is kind of SEO and keyword based, which is very different. So Anna, I'm happy to talk about A/B testing, the product page icon. Personally, I think that the A/B testing and product page optimization is completely overrated. I work with a lot of brands, and as an experiment, I removed all the screenshots and only kept one to see what would happen, and the conversion went up. So in theory, it should go down. But that's because the brand is just so super strong in a lot of cases that it doesn't matter if you have a picture of a clown or your features there. The user has the intent when they go to the store and doing a brand search to download the app. So I don't know that an icon is really, for most people, is going to have that big of impact. That's for apps. I think games is a little bit different, where it's more visual. So where a video and testing the video is probably more important than, say, a health and fitness app or a finance app. Yeah, keyword reports are tough. I'm going to go over some things, just how I use Asodesk for developing keywords and reporting. And do you see any dependency between ASA and organic traffic? Well, this is the thing. People think in terms of, they're like, well, Apple search ads and ASO. Well, no, Apple search ads is ASO, because you can only get so far with keyword optimization. It's as if you're climbing up a mountain doing keyword optimization, and you're never going to get to the top unless you're actually supporting that with Apple search ads. So I do see that performance marketing teams are running Apple search ads and even Google UAC, but I think that's a mistake. I think there's a lot of learnings to be had from first setting up campaigns, paid search campaigns, and then looking to see where you're getting impressions, where there's tap through, because that's the users basically telling you how they search for apps and download apps. It's them telling you what's most important. If we decrease ASA, yeah, because ASA clicks count as organic clicks, so it counts in search. So that's why when you decrease ASA, you're going to have a decrease in installs, in organic installs, because Apple, well, and Google, they bundle it all together as organic. Apple has a cascading algorithm that they use. So they look at about 65% of the weight is given towards keyword placement. That means the title has the most weight and the subtitle is right after that. And also Apple reads from left to right. So if you have keywords that are really important to you, they need to be right at the beginning. And this is where a lot of times we switch keywords around. So instead of saying brand name, keyword, we do keyword by brand name. And by doing that, it's a simple way to outrank competitors. Ratings are also important. New ratings are the most important part of that. So about 20% of keyword rank is actually ratings, and that's more than downloads. Apple uses ratings and downloads as a tiebreaker in case two apps are similar in their keyword placement. And then the final thing is downloads. So downloads are, again, used as a tiebreaker if the ratings are similar, but downloads only accounts for a small portion of the actual keyword weight. Any questions there? How are we doing on time?
I have.
Okay.
Can you please come back to? I like to know why the audience is so shy. Maybe they just like don't have time to type. But the previous slide. I have a question about new ratings. So can you please come back? I can. I'm the moderator too. So 20% ratings. New ratings are more. Are more important than cumulative ratings. So for example, if we have like low rating our app, I don't know why, and we improve everything, we are getting more new 5 stars. 5 stars. Let it be so. We can. Our app will get higher on keywords.
Absolutely. And even there is some research that suggests, and this is fairly new research, that when someone clicks through on a keyword search and then leaves a review, that Apple actually tracks that so they can attribute that review and that rating to the keyword, which moves it up even further. And yeah, this is this is a question where you ask like, what's the proof in the proportions? All I can say is that I do this every day. I'm just like a super ASO nerd, and I look at apps side by side, and then I try and figure out, okay, why is that one higher than this one, and what are the patterns here, and why is it like that? And yeah, so that's how I know, is just from experience, just from looking at tons and tons and tons of apps. All the time.
I would like actually to prove it also, because we are doing also ASO as agency, and we really see it. Like we can't tell that yes, it's true, but sometimes we see it. So I definitely agree, and thank you for clarifying everything.
Well, here's the problem with this, and I get this all the time. Like people tell me, look, we've picked our keywords out, and you know, we're using keywords, and we're using these keywords. And I try to explain to them that that's not 100%. Just because you're using those keywords, it doesn't mean anything. It has everything to do with the placement of the keywords. But then after that, it has more to do with the app. So if you're a social network and you're launching, and you're trying to find keywords around social networks so that people can come to your social network, you're fighting a losing battle. The chances of that app actually being successful are slim to none. So what I'm saying is keyword placement is very important, but also the app itself. Like, where are the ratings, the review prompts being shown? Like, how often are they being shown? Are you using in-app messages to try and get more reviews? Are you speaking with users about how they feel about the app? Are you looking at the negative and positive reviews? Is your product team like constantly making the app better. I think those things are the things we just skip over and we say, well, I just don't know what it is. But, you know, ASO is a small portion compared to the product itself, the market, and the market interest. So here's a few tips for you. I know there's not a lot of time. I don't want to take up too much time, but I do want to try and give you some actionable tips that can really help you. For keyword optimization, use fewer keywords because there's more focus. The more keywords you use in the title and the subtitle, the lower the weight of each of those keywords. I even say use one keyword in the title, use one keyword in the subtitle, and you're going to outrank people who use multiple keywords or who repeat a keyword in the title and subtitle. Use keywords at the very start of the title and subtitle. Don't split phrases between the title and the subtitle. Also, respond to all reviews, positive and negative. Pass on user feedback to your product and management team, and suggest a ratings and review strategy based on research, what you're seeing competitors doing, where you're seeing them show the ratings and review prompts. And I'm a big believer in ratings karma. If you want ratings for your app, you have to give ratings for your app. And I mean a lot more ratings than what you actually get, because then you understand what it feels like to be prompted to give a rating or a review. Downloads, work with your performance marketing team to fill your ASO pipeline. ASO doesn't work unless you drive traffic there. So you have to be driving traffic to the store. Without driving any traffic to the store, no one's ever going to go to the store on their own. Like, people don't just suddenly wake up in the morning having a cup of coffee and say, I'm going to go to the app store and randomly search for an app. So this is why you have to get in front of your users where they are and bring them to the store. Work with your brand team on promotions. I think promotions is everything. I've really stopped using a lot of keywords, and I'm focusing more on promotions. So there might be a big web promotion, Facebook, television, whatever it is. But then when they get to the store, that same promotion and that same text and image is also in the screenshots and even the tagline. So instead of using, you know, Nike, like really great sneakers, you know, you put like, just do it, because people recognize that marketing slogan when they go to the store, and oftentimes that's more important than keywords. So I think that's about it for me. I don't want to take up too much more time, but I see there is a question with brand protection. Absolutely. I mean, you have to be doing brand defense. It's a little bit sad that you have to do that anymore, but anybody who's not doing brand defense is giving a lot of downloads away to whoever is doing brand offense. Hopefully these slides will also be available, because I do have some other things there, but yeah, I think that we're kind of running short on time. Yeah, I want to wrap up and see if there's any questions. Otherwise, you can move on.
So thank you, colleagues, and thank you for having me today. I should have talked to Lorenza and asked how to promote yourself before you start your presentation. Unfortunately, I haven't included this this information here, but I work for a digital marketing agency called Zorka.Agency, and we promote apps globally starting from 2017 and have a vast experience in influencer marketing. So hopefully, my knowledge will be useful today, and you can get some valuable tips on how you can promote your apps this year. So let's start. Sorry, but this is like the last slides of my presentation. Sorry. Starting from here. Before we move forward, let's have a brief overview of the market. And if you look on the graph on the right, you can notice that also the influencer marketing spend has been increasing over the years. The growth rate has slowly declined, but it still remains high. So if you haven't invested your dollar in influencer marketing yet, this is the right time to start. And many marketers think that influencer marketing, this is the right tool for driving sales, for user acquisition, for building your loyalty, and that is true. But at the same time, you can also use influencer marketing on testing stage as well as pre-registration and soft launch. Let's say you're a mobile game developer, and one of the ways to work with influencers is to use pro gamers as a focus group. You can get valuable insights on your weak points, on the graphics, and other metrics. So let them share their feedback with you before they go viral and complain publicly. And moving forward to the platforms, I would say that YouTube and TikTok are the best platforms for promoting your apps in 2020-22. Try YouTube Shorts and Reels if you want to get organic push from recently updated algorithms of the platforms. But I would say that integrations and dedicated video on YouTube represent high conversion to installs and also paying users. And also, if you target the Russian market, test sponsored posts on Telegram. Based on our experience, the right creatives might bring your paying users to the lower cost. And speaking about payment models, of course, like most of the influencers want to be on the safer side of things, and they prefer to work on fixed fee. We call it flat rate. But at the same point, you can negotiate the terms and ask to guarantee you some reach. If the blogger doesn't hit this KPI, they might make a new promo for you just for free, and it will be a good deal. And also, you can work on CPM basis just to decrease your risk of underperformance. But don't forget to set the cap or request some audience screenshots afterwards, because some crafty bloggers might increase the organic reach with Google instruments, and so they will suck all your money out. So you better be on the safer side of things. And of course, speaking about CPA and CPI models, they're getting more popular over the years, and it's quite hard to work on it on a large scale, but more and more agencies offer you to work with bloggers on this basis, and you can also establish some affiliate programs and onboard bloggers to work on a rev share or CPA basis. This is something you need to try as well. So this is a little tip for you how you can negotiate the better and fair price. We analyzed more than 5,000 sponsored integrations in the main markets and came up with this following benchmarks. Like obviously, CPM can vary from $20 to $50 and even like $60 in tier 1 region, depending on the vertical, creativity, popularity of a certain blogger, but you can use these numbers as a benchmark when you negotiate the prices. And based on survey that just recently conducted with Influencer Marketing Hub, about 45% of marketers use referral links to measure performance results. But as my colleagues already mentioned, we face some challenges in tracking those results, and also not all users trust external links and prefer just downloading the app through mobile store directly. That's why it's really important to measure your organic uplifts. So if you run Facebook or Google campaigns heavily, and it's impossible for you to stop this user acquisition campaigns, you can test influencer marketing on secondary geos. And also one of the options is to run a push campaign like when all the bloggers post their deliverables in 1 or 2 days, better to do it on weekend. And this way you would be able to see about 20 or 30% the difference in organic traffic. And QR codes, free and easy. So based on bloggers' screenshot from YouTube Analytics, the percentage of TV and game console viewers are actively growing. So we've started using QR codes last year, and according to collected data, up to 30% of installs and in-app purchases are coming from QR codes. You don't want to waste these users, so it's quite easy to use it during the whole integration or dedicated video. So, however, the theory that TV viewers are spending more money wasn't confirmed, but we thought so. And also progress bar. This is there are some extensions that can be used on YouTube or Twitch, and it's a great way for you to highlight or to set the goal with the influencer on a certain action. For example, we asked blogger to bring 93 new users to the game, and when he asked the audience and the user can see their how after the downloading the game and registration there, his number 1 will appear in the live chart. It will increase their conversions, and according to the numbers, the conversions was 20% higher using this progress bar during our YouTube campaigns. And moving forward to the most interesting part of the presentation, adds trends and some alternatives way how you can use influencer marketing for promoting your apps. And of course, it's Metaverse and NFT. So you probably know that Metaverse recently got a big boost from Facebook and other tech companies, including Apple, Google, Microsoft, and others. And if you go to LinkedIn, you will notice that such a big companies as PepsiCo, Crocs, and others, they're actively seeking for experts to develop their NFT and Metaverse strategies. So Metaverse expected to be an alternative way to consume their content and bring new opportunity for the advertisers. Of course, there are some challenges and risks. We don't know how it works yet, but there would be some ways how we can promote our apps via Metaverse in the near future. And also live social commerce. Influencers are bringing billions in sales in China with live streamed commerce. This is live commerce videos give users an interactive and entertaining way to shop online. So you know that most of the trends are coming from China, and this market is only growing in US and Russia at the moment. Some new startups and new video networks just entered the market and give you an opportunity for providing a live streams for bloggers and showing your apps, especially if you have app in e-commerce field, to promote your products. And influencer as a part of the product. Now, if you run a lot of user acquisition campaigns and influencer marketing doesn't bring you a lot of new users, you should seek for alternative ways how you can find the new audience. What marketers are doing? They are bringing influencers to the product, not just collaborating with the influencer and promoting via his social media. No, it's not going to work as efficient as it could be if this celebrity will be a part of your product. So these mobile gamers, they build their product based on celebrity like Kim Kardashian and Gordon Ramsay, and also like Raid Shadow Legends. They brought Ninja, the celebrity in the gaming world, into the game, as well of one of their team members of Navi team, and it brought them a new, fresh, good audience. Also, collaboration and omni-channels. You have to be there where is your audience is. So this is one of the example how hyper-casual game collaborated with one of their designers, and they created a special assets for the games and special clothes, and they were actively promoting this via social media and as well as bloggers. So this is one of the ways how you can collaborate with some celebrities and also with different brands. And user acquisition, some of the ideas that Lorenza can use in future campaigns. This is an example of Raid Shadow Legends, and it also can be any mobile app or mobile game. So what we did, it's we brought a champion to life. This is something that can be a new source of creating a new and highly converting UA creatives. So we ordered this costume. It's been also represented on social media, the process of creating the costume itself. We found the professional bloggers and actors that can fit to the role of their champion, and after that hired the production and made a really valuable UA creative that is used by advertisers till nowadays. So this is all from me. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them all.
Thank you so much, Kristina. I'm sorry for not introducing you because I was like thinking about Ryan's insights. So yes, thank you so much for, it's very interesting. I love UA so much. It's so interesting to collaborate with your audience to try to find new ways to attract them. I'm sorry that we are not connected closely to this. So I think, yeah, we don't have question how to use a combo, but we have. Yes, so you can answer now. How to use a combo of influencer marketing and other paid UA. I think it's the question for another webinar.
I can hop in here and tell you how you can use like perfluence approach and use influencer marketing with user acquisition. There are actually a couple ways depending on the platform. For example, if you run campaign on TikTok, it's better to use Spark ads with it, and it will highly increase the conversion. As well, you can buy out the creatives and use it in user acquisition campaigns. Another way how you can do it, you can like flip over the market, and if you, for example, target for UA, you can see the list of the channels who might work the best according to the audience interest. After that, you can use this list for influencer marketing campaign and work with the channels that have like proved it's proof that they have your audience there. This is also one of the ways.
Thank you so much. And I think that's actually all the questions we have here. So yes, we are done. Thanks everyone for such interesting presentations, for speaking about trends in 2022. Thank everyone in our audience. Once again, if like any questions will arise today, how to use, yes, we answer everything. Will arise today, later, or maybe tomorrow. You can come to us, and we will answer your questions in Asodesk via intercom. We'll come back to the speakers and ask questions them and come back to you. So right now, I would like to share with you the useful links. You can try Asodesk features for ASO, for get your ranks and ratings higher in the App Store and Google Play, full access for 7 days. You can also Asodesk community, join our Slack group. We have different interesting articles there, questions, everything. We can answer and help you. Let's see there. Yes, everything okay in questions. And Asodesk YouTube channel. You will find the link for this, the recording of this webinar there. Subscribe, give us thumbs up, and ask questions after the videos. In comments, we're also trying to answer them. So I was really happy to see to see everyone today. Our first webinar in 2022. I hope we will have a lot of interesting webinars this year. And thanks everyone for watching. See you soon.
Thank you.
And
guys.
yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye everyone.
Have a good evening. Bye.